an alleyway and ran over by a garbage truck that's actually driven by our good old buddy, serial killer Angela Baker, once again played by Pamela Springsteen, as I noted earlier. And she's got the same hair and clothes as Maria. We'll kind of get into why that is here shortly. And after she kills Maria, Angela disposes of her body and the girl's belongings with the garbage truck's trash compactor before she kind of gets on a bus headed to Camp New Horizon, which is a camp where several youths from both upper and lower class areas are to live and work together in experiment sharing. And this shit's goofy. Goofy as hell. But anyway, Angela, she got some 80s hair in this one, like ridiculous 80s hair, but it's supposed to be that way. It's kind of a disguise because she's trying to look like that Maria chick. You just can't stay away from camp, can't you? You know, she survived 2 movies, and yet she still wants to go back to camp. It's just her thing.
She loves it, man. She loves it.
But, you know, with some of the way some of these chicks look, I can't blame her. I mean, because you got to assume she probably likes chicks, right?
I mean, probably.
Well, I don't know. I'm very confused by her. Because remember in the first one, she was all into a dude.
He's confused, too.
Yeah. Well, I mean, it's not her fault, though. Or his. Or
no.
It's... Did you just assume her gender, Vic?
Did I?
She is gender fluid.
I'm sorry, Angela. I mean, obviously.
Okay. But it's not her. It's not its fault. It's the aunt's fault, remember, from part 1. And it's amazing how different these movies are. Like, don't get me wrong, Sleepaway Camp, it has its moments of goofiness and stuff just because of the time. But overall, it's a pretty serious movie. Wouldn't you agree?
Yeah, I mean, yeah, for the most part. And obviously the sequels get to the a little more comedy side of it. But, yeah, I'd say so.
Well, yeah, basically, it's the same difference of Texas Chainsaw Massacre and Texas Chainsaw Massacre Part 2. It's a slasher, which changes over to like a dark comedy. I mean, yeah, you can still call it a slasher, but it's a dark comedy at this point, you know?
Yep. And I ain't mad about it.
Psycho. Nope, I ain't mad about it either. So, we get to camp, and Angela and her companions meet camp owners Lily, who's this old bag, Sandra Dorsey, and Herman Miranda, Michael J. Pollard. And now, Herman Miranda, I know him.
Shit.
Yes, he is. I know Herman Miranda, okay? And let me give you the first way I know Herman Miranda. Well, the guy who plays Herman Miranda, his name's, again, Michael Pollard. I know this guy, and his face is very familiar to me because when you look at him, he's just got a familiar face. He looks weird, you know? He looks like a little kid in an old person's body. And I was like, I know him. He was in Scrooged. Which he was. Yes, he was in Scrooged. However, recently, I was randomly watching the original Star Trek series, first season. Like, within the first 5 episodes, I see this guy. Well, maybe not first 5 episodes, but first, 8. This guy is playing a little kid in the movie. Well, he's an adult that is like, has the personality of a little kid. And I'm like, I know this dude. So I've seen a lot of this guy lately. And he's been in a shit ton of movies, let me tell you. And he's still alive. Don't remember the last time I saw him, but he was in House of a Thousand Corpses also, Vic.
Nice. He needs to come to a convention then.
Oh, yeah. Faux show. But, yeah, this guy, he's been in a lot of shit. He's pretty old now, though, I think. Let me look at his age here. He's 79 now, so I don't know if he's going to do the convention circuit, but it'd be cool if he did. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, buddy. Yeah, buddy.
Yeah, we just want everybody to come to conventions now. I mean, shit, Horror Hound's getting everybody. Might as well bring everybody else. But anyway, this guy.
Yeah, man.
Did you notice the names? Lily and Herman. It's a little takeoff of the Munsters. And you've got a news reporter, Connie Richards, which is based on some real-life Los Angeles news reporter. And she interviews the campers one by one, and she's asking their names and where they're from. I like how she shoves them all aside after they're done with each question. Like, just a little subtle bit was amusing to me. Because that's what they should do on these interviews where you're talking to the stupidest people on earth. Don't let them talk more than they need to.
Yeah, like I love where they're introducing all the kids, because that's when they start to get real racist.
Yes, It starts pretty quick too. So Angela,
It does.
you get introduced to her, who's wearing sunglasses because she don't want to show her identity. I mean, she is a notorious serial killer at this point. Do like Bundy going on TV. It probably wouldn't work out so well for him. So she's assuming Maria's identity now, and that's the point of why she looks like her and why she stole all her shit. And after Tawny does her interviews, she mentions that Captain New Horizon, Camp New Horizon was once Camp Rolling Hills, where Angela Baker had gone on a massacre the previous year. So this is a year later from last year's Happy Campers, right? Which makes sense because it was released a year later.
A year later, yeah.
Yeah.
And
well,
whenever she brought that up, boy, it pissed that old lady off, too.
It did, too. So how did you know about that? So,
you said you weren't going to bring up the murders.
Exactly. Yeah, she gets riled up about it. She's like, you're not supposed to mention that. He was like, oh, shut up.
She was
blood
fucking mad.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And, of course, I thought of the Menendez brothers. I got it right this time because of the fact that it was so heavily covered in the news. Menendez brothers coming to this very show on August 21st. Just a cheap plug there. Just saying. Excited to talk about it.
Good plug.
Yeah, Lily's all pissed off, you're right, about that. Before she leaves, Tawny, which again is the newspaper reporter, she asks Angela if she can get her some cocaine because, Angela looks like shit to her. And she's like, she does it. They mention this again. And she's like, yeah, I got you covered. And she sneaks into a storage closet in the main cabin and takes some cleaning chemicals, which she gives to Tawny, and then she fucking dies when she snorts them. She's some distance away at this point. But it was funny because she said something like, oh, is this good stuff? Oh, yeah, it'll clean the pipes out. It did. She dies. And it was funny. Whenever she sniffed the coke, you could hear this, like, pop rock sound. You know what I mean? You heard this fizzing sound like it was Alka-Seltzer. But she was fucked. That was a shitty way to die, I gotta assume. That sounds horrible.
Yeah.
I can't imagine snorting anything anyway, but to snort that, woo, that sucks. All right. So,
you're fucking catch your shit on fire.
Exactly. That'll give you a headache. And some. So, once the campers are all settled, Lily and Herman reveal that they'll be split up into 3 groups, and they'll be camping in the woods for several days. And they introduce the third camp counselor, Officer Barney Whitmore, played by Cliff Brand, who I have no idea who that is. And Andrew realizes he's the father of Sean, one of her victims from the old camp in the previous movie. And what I think about is Eric from Friday the 13th, Part 4, or Rob, rather. Eric plays Rob, who was the brother of Sally or whatever her name was from Friday the 13th Part 2. It was like, nobody would have realized this. Nobody cares either. Just a strange connection,
Yeah.
Well, like I said, she's his son's one of the victims from the camp in the previous movie. After a fight's broken up between Riff and Tony DeRaro, this is when the black dude and the Mexican get into it. And it was
the black dude's like, the black dude's just sitting there coughing or whatever he's doing, and the Mexican's like, you got a problem? He's like, suck my dick, stick. No, man, you can't say that.
I was like, immediately, as soon as I heard that, I was like, well, this wouldn't play well today. This wouldn't go well at all.
Hell no. You just can't say that shit. So, you know what I'm saying? We got sweet ladies coming out and shit. I mean, I laugh.
I mean, it's a Switchblade conspiracy. John Moxley and, Sammy Callahan. Yeah. But didn't they have some other members, some bums, like Gacy?
Yeah, some random people that sucked.
Yeah, bumps. Should have been like Brain Damage. That would have been pretty good. But he was Pulp Fiction, wasn't he?
Yeah. Yep. I think Denny Havoc might have been part of it at one point before he went to Nation of Intoxication.
Ah, interesting.
Maybe.
Okay.
Maybe. I could be making that up, though.
Well, we'll figure it out. That's when CZW was fun. It sucks now.
Yeah.
Anyway.
Yeah.
So after the Mexican and the black guy fight, the campers are put into the groups, and Angela's sent out with Herman, Peter Doyle, Jan Hernandez, and Snowboy. By the way, the good campers, the ones that aren't doing, like, drugs and stuff, they're actually named after the Brady Bunch. You got Peter, you got Jan, and then you got some others. So, kind of fun there.
That's funny.
Snowboy.
This movie has a lot of throwbacks.
Oh, yeah. I mean, this director's cool as hell. You know what? Screw it. Let's take a break here, and let's figure out what the hell else this guy, Michael A. Simpson, I believe, has done. Because I know nothing of anything he's done other than this. So let me check it out here. Jesus Christ, on Wikipedia, it doesn't even list the poor bastard. Like, you know what I mean? Like, he doesn't even have a page.
That's horrible.
Yeah, Michael A. Simpson. As far as I know, he's still alive. That's a good thing. He's done a lot of... Dude, he took a break from, like, 1980... Well, that was just producer. Let's see, director. He hadn't directed a movie since Sleepaway Camp 3. He did a TV movie the year after, and then he did an episode of the case book of Sherlock Holmes in 1991. So as far as directing, he hasn't done anything in years, but he wrote a few things in the 2000s.
It looks like he's produced some stuff, though.
Yeah, he has done producing. It's just a shame that, I'd like to see this guy back in a director's chair for something goofy.
Yeah.
Good old-fashioned horror. Yeah, this guy took a long break. Like 20 years almost. Weird. Okay. Well,
he probably got lost in the Teenage Wasteland.
I guess so. But I'm pretty sure he does commentary on these movies. All right, so while fishing on the lake, Angela grows irritated by Peter constantly setting off firework crackers, and they return to Herman's campsite, where she finds the counselor and Jan in the middle having sex. And let me tell you about Jan. Vic, they always say Deborah Voorhees has the best pair of tits in a horror movie. Tell you what, Jan gives her a run for her money. I'm serious. Like, it is a legit run for her money. Am I wrong, right?
Buddy.
Am I off base? Because she is bad.
I mean, obviously the chick from The Burning is still better than both of them, but this chick is right there with her.
This girl actually ended up posing for Playboy after she got even new boobs.
No,
so.
I'd imagine so, dude. She is fucking bad.
Yeah. She, my lord. She definitely was a standout in this movie, wasn't she?
Yeah.
I mean, earlier in the movie, we get Asian tits, too, but they're good, but not as good as this one.
The Asian tits were pretty nice.
Yes. They're very kind to us and giving with these things,
Oh, yeah.
So anyway, when she gets there, you got this is just funny. Herman, again, you have to see what Herman looks like to know what I'm talking about. Him sitting there sucking on this chick's tits and stuff. It's so weird. And like, what is up with these Sleepaway Camp movies and old guys getting with these young chicks? Remember in the first one where the old camper was like, that chick was going to go, like, on a date with him? I was like, what is going on here? Or the camp owner?
Yeah. There's definitely some creepy old dudes in these movies. And some dumb whores.
Herman's married, but who cares? I mean, I don't blame him.
And he's like 50 years older than this chick. And I guess she's supposed to be a teenager, right? I'd assume.
They must have really liked Herman to let him have this part. The guy who plays him, they must have liked Michael Pollard a lot, because, man, he lucked out. She didn't luck out, but he did.
Hell yeah.
So whenever Angela interrupts it all, Herman tries to explain the situation, and Angela just, I love the amount of stick beatings in this movie, Vic. That's actually a thing. Like, it's referenced many times. I mean, there are Michael Myers, young Michael Myers Halloween remake stick beatings a lot in this movie, aren't there?
Oh,